What's up, YouTube? This is Mathwas97 and welcome to episode number 52 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and we're here with another edition of Tuesday Night Main Event. So without any delay, let's look at the match card for this episode. As we can see, Damien Sandow will take on the Real American Jack Swagger to kick off the episode. The Ascension defeat the New Day in tag team competition. Darren Young will go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes, who will have his brother Goldust in his corner, as all three of these men are gunning for that Intercontinental Championship at the moment. Viva Perfecto yet again get a victory, this time over Santino and the Great Khali. And in the main event, the World Heavyweight Champion Christian will take on the Big Red Monster Kane. So that's going to be a big main event. But let's start this off with two superstars who, as of late, have really, just in general with Sandow, he really hasn't been getting a whole lot of time to be featured here in the series. He's just been one of those few superstars that have been kind of neglected, haven't really had their chance to shine throughout the series. And then we take a look at Jack Swagger, who he's had his time, but as of late, Swagger, he did get drafted over to SmackDown, but he's got to do something to make an impact. Ever since Swagger has lost the United States Championship, he's kind of lost his foothold in Universe Mode. He did get an opportunity at the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber, although his presence in the matchup was almost non-existent. Swagger didn't accomplish a whole lot over the course of that matchup. He was almost just kind of forgotten about as the match went on. And now at this point, Swagger, he's really got to find his place again in Universe Mode. He's got to find his spot. He's got to figure out where he's going to go next with his career. So he's kind of the opposite of Sandow. He's gotten his chance, and now he's fallen into the same sort of situation that Sandow's currently in. Whereas Sandow, if anything, now might be the time where he gets featured more often. Now could be the point where Sandow can break out, now that he's been drafted over to Raw. And that's what the WWE Draft will do. It'll spice things up, give superstars a new lease on life, give them a good chance to stand out a bit more than they may have on their previous brand. Swagger delivers a nice gut-wrench suplex there to Sandow. And as well, this is just a good point for superstars to really break out. As we can see debuting superstars like Rusev, Neville, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more superstars making their debuts in the series to come. I don't even think that was proper English. I kind of lost where I was going with that one. But there's a lot of new talent stepping up, and a lot of the older talent, perhaps, they're starting to fall down the pedestal. We just take a look at someone like Sheamus, who was a former World Heavyweight Champion, and now he's just kind of floating in limbo. He's not really, he just kind of has fallen off the top, that peak where it's almost like he's peaked. He's reached his potential, and now he's just kind of sitting in the void, just kind of waiting for another opportunity, where he just can't quite get that second chance. And that's what'll happen. That's how the cycle goes. Some people, they get to the top and they stay there, and they're there for the rest of their careers until they retire. Yet there are others who never make it to that top point at all. They never break through that glass ceiling, and their presence throughout their careers is just kind of, they have just uneventful careers. They're almost non-existent. And then you have those superstars who are just one-hit wonders. They have their initial run, and then they just kind of disappear forever. And Swagger could be in danger of perhaps falling into that category. He had his huge reign as the United States Champion, but that can't even really be credited as the longest title run in the series anymore, because Ryback has already surpassed that with his Intercontinental Championship run. So Swagger now, he's just second best. And I'm sure that's just eating away at Swagger inside, which is why he cannot afford to lose this matchup here tonight. Same can be said for Sandow. What a clothesline right there by Swagger. May have just taken Sandow's head off. This is an opportunity for Swagger to strike. Counter, though, by Sandow as he sends Swagger up over the top rope. But Swagger blocks a punch, delivers one of his own, and that staggered Sandow. Swagger throws Sandow over there into the corner. Counter by Sandow. And Sandow now, he's got Swagger where he wants him. Oh, look at this. Just slamming Swagger's face into the turnbuckle there. He had him in a full Nelson, so Swagger was just defenseless. And now driving that boot right under the chin of Jack Swagger. Sandow, this is now his opportunity to get something done here as he delivers a nice drop kick. As Sandow now slamming the back of Swagger's head into the mat. As Sandow, I said the same in the last episode, that desperate men do desperate things, and Sandow, I mean, how more desperate can you get? He's been, throughout the entire series, just not doing a whole lot. He hasn't ever got his opportunity to be featured. He's never broken through that glass ceiling. But now could perhaps be Sandow's time. We could just be entering the era of Damien Sandow. Oh, elbow to the side of the head by Sandow as Swagger. He seems to be telling me, don't get ahead of myself. As here's Swagger. No, counter by Sandow. As he sends Swagger into the corner yet again. Counter by Swagger. Oh, and what a body shot there by Swagger, and now a right hook to the face. And here's Swagger, hip toss, sending Sandow flying nearly halfway across the ring there. And Swagger picking Sandow up. What's he thinking? Oh, running chop block. That may just put Sandow away right there. As we've seen that move defeated Kofi Kingston before. 1, 2, 3. No, kick out by Sandow. As I guess Sandow had a bit more of a fortunate landing. The back of his head may not have crashed off the mat like it has done to some. But Swagger now just relentless, just kicking away at Sandow, kicking him while he's down. But Sandow, he's looking to try to go back on the offensive. Look at this. He's caught Swagger. Oh, what a side Russian leg sweep. And kipping back up to his feet. And here's Sandow. Komito Aki yet. The elbow of disdain. Covered by Sandow. 2 count. And that is it, folks. Damien Sandow, with the elbow of disdain, finishes off Jack Swagger here tonight. And Sandow, he needed that victory. He really needed a victory like that against an established superstar. And that's exactly what Sandow got here tonight. Hit the elbow of disdain, and that was all she wrote for Jack Swagger. Damien Sandow gonna celebrate his victory with a cartwheel. It's not too often that we see that. So Sandow, he's gonna celebrate in style now that he's scored his victory here tonight. And this could perhaps be the dawn of a new era. The dawn of the era of Sandow. Or maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But regardless of what happens, regardless of where this goes, the point is, Sandow, he got his victory tonight. A victory he desperately needed. And now it's time that we move on to the second matchup for this episode, as it will be between two superstars who competed at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Two superstars who will be competing in a newly announced match at Extreme Rules. Darren Young, Cody Rhodes, and Goldust will be competing in a triple threat match to determine the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship at Payback. Not Payback, why am I saying Payback? Over the Limit. You know, the pay-per-view after Extreme Rules. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Payback. But the point is, these three men, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Darren Young, will all have an opportunity to face off with the Intercontinental Champion yet again. So, there's a few things that can be, considered heading into this matchup at Extreme Rules. It's the history between Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Of course, Darren Young, he has really been, ever since Titus O'Neil turned his back on him, Darren Young, he's just, he seemed kind of lost. He's trying to find his own groove here on SmackDown. And, he's already been defeated by Titus O'Neil at Elimination Chamber. And then at WrestleMania, he failed to stop Titus from winning the Intercontinental Championship. And now Darren Young, I'm sure he would love nothing more than to end Titus O'Neil's reign as Intercontinental Champion. I mean, after what Titus did to Darren, just stabbing him in the back like that, just turning his back on all that they had accomplished as a tag team just because they couldn't win the championships. Yeah, it might be a bit selfish on the part of Titus O'Neil, but I don't know. Maybe Titus is right. Maybe Darren Young was the weak link. Maybe Darren was holding Titus back. And that could perhaps be some thoughts circulating through Darren's mind. Maybe he believes he could have been the weak link, and maybe Darren was really holding Titus back. But I don't know. I don't really know what Darren could be thinking. There's a lot that he could be thinking. And then we've got Cody Rhodes, who has had a much longer, much more developed story in terms of the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, Cody Rhodes, he had a rivalry with then Intercontinental Champion Christian way back heading into Over the Limit of last year. And then Cody Rhodes, he was just starting around Survivor Series or so. Cody Rhodes was really getting on the winning path. And he finally got his opportunity. Not until the elimination did he get his Intercontinental Championship match with the big guy, Ryback. But even then, Cody Rhodes just couldn't get the job done, and Ryback retained the title. And then again at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes, he fell short of getting the victory. He was actually the one who was defeated by Titus O'Neil. And then we've got Goldust, who has been working things out in the tag team division, first with Cody Rhodes, then with Booker T, and then with Cody Rhodes again. And in all of his efforts, he was unsuccessful in trying to capture the tag team titles and just trying to defeat the Wyatt family. He got one victory over the Wyatt family, and that was back on Raw, where Booker T and Goldust kind of debuted as a tag team. They reunited, but after that, I mean, it was all kind of downhill for for Goldust and Booker T. They eventually just split as a tag team. I mean, they were unsuccessful. And then now we've got Goldust, who, I mean, could perhaps be a bit of dissension brewing between Cody Rhodes and Goldust. That could perhaps have a factor in the match this coming Sunday at Extreme Rules. Cody now going to the top rope, crossbody on Darren Young, hooks the leg on Darren, 2 count, but Darren kicks out at the last second. And man, this would be a big victory for either Cody or Darren. They could really use this victory heading into Extreme Rules. As Cody Rhodes now setting up Darren over on the ropes. Oh, could be thinking disaster kick to the face of Darren Young. That may have just knocked Darren's lights out. Covered by Cody Rhodes. 2 count. And no, kick out by Darren. Thought that might have been it, but Darren has managed to keep himself alive in this matchup, but Cody Rhodes just kind of waiting in position. Counter by Darren as he delivers a knee to the gut, and now a drop kick to Cody Rhodes. Taking him down. And Darren now, he's got to capitalize quickly. He's got to try to put Cody Rhodes away because he can't afford to give Cody Rhodes too much time. Otherwise, Cody can easily lash out with a crossroads and put Darren Young away for good. Another elbow to the back of the head by Darren Young as he's going to pull him back off the Irish whip, but Cody counters it with a jawbreaker. And Darren Young may have just made the wrong move. Here's Cody now. He's picking up Darren Young. Flapjack right there. Planting Darren Young face first into the mat. No, and I think Darren Young, he may have missed his chance. Cody Rhodes just setting him up here as he's going for the crossroads. And he connects. That could be it. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that is it, folks. Cody Rhodes gets the victory over Darren Young here tonight. And that's a good momentum builder for Cody heading into Extreme Rules. And you can see right there that crossbody. Thought that might have been it. And Darren Young, he did hold his own here in this matchup. He showed that he can take punishment. He can deal with pain. But in the end, he didn't dish out enough offense in his own right. And that's just what cost him. Cody Rhodes, he got too much offense in too quickly. Darren Young couldn't keep up. And Cody Rhodes got his win here tonight. And it appears as though at the moment, Cody Rhodes and Goldust are on the same page. However, we'll see how that plays out. Just how much that brotherhood can hold together in a triple threat matchup. Especially with a prize like the Intercontinental Champion, a shot at the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. So we'll see how that tag team, how that partnership holds up. But now we're going to move on to the final match here on Main Event, as this one is between the World Heavyweight Champion Christian and the Big Red Monster Kane. And Christian, he's heading into his world title defense this Sunday against Dolph Ziggler, who just got a victory over Seth Rollins last night on Raw. So Christian, he desperately needs this victory, especially considering that Christian and Edge were defeated in tag team competition the week before against The Shield. So Christian, he needs a victory. He needs to go into Extreme Rules with a victory. He has to defeat Kane here tonight. Whereas Kane, he doesn't have a match for Extreme Rules, so he's just kind of playing the role of spoiler here for Christian. Try to give Christian perhaps some thoughts of uneasiness, try to get inside his head, and perhaps a loss here tonight could be a good indication as to who is going to be walking out this Sunday with the World Heavyweight Championship. And Kane, on the other hand, not only is he playing the role of spoiler, but he could perhaps be lining himself up for a future World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Whether or not Christian retains at Extreme Rules, Kane would definitely move up in the contention, in the rankings for that World Heavyweight Championship. And considering Kane is another one of those superstars who has never really gotten his opportunity here in Universe Mode, a victory here over the World Champion would not be that bad. It would not be too shabby. Kane, he was in the Elimination Chamber along with Jack Swagger, but Kane, I mean, he was even in the final two, so he did look impressive, but still, I mean, looking impressive in a matchup and actually winning the matchup are two completely different worlds. Kane, I mean, he did, you know, he did eliminate a fair amount of superstars in the matchup, including Jack Swagger, who we saw earlier on. But in the end, he was defeated by The Rock, and Kane, well, he just kind of fell off, you know, whatever pedestal he might have been on, and he's just kind of faded into obscurity yet again. He did team up with The Big Show on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago, so that could perhaps be a new union. I don't know what to name that tag team, although they have teamed up in the past, but I don't think they really had a tag team name. They were just kind of Kane and The Big Show. And that works. You know, Kane and Big Show, two veterans in the industry, two large athletes. I mean, you have the world's largest athlete, and Kane, who in his own right is freakishly huge. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Kane just engulfing Christian's face with that glove there. And we've seen Kane choke out many opponents with this very move. But Christian, he hangs on. He does not pass out. And Kane, he's going to have to do something else to try to put the world champ away. Backbreaker right there to Christian. Kane going for the cover yet again. 1, 2. No, kick out by Christian at 2. But Kane, he's got the world champion reeling. And that's... Oh, what a punch there by Christian. And look at this. Oh, counter by Kane. And Christian, he's not looking too good right now. He can't afford to let Kane mount this kind of offenses. I believe Christian was just... Wait a minute. Well, cover by Kane, but a kick out by Christian. But that DDT to Christian, I mean, that may have busted him open, I think. Yep, there it is. There's a crimson mass on Christian's face. You know, you can only see it for a brief moment, but as soon as we get a nice opportunity to get Christian to face the camera, then we'll definitely, you know, you'll see it. But yeah, Christian, he did get busted open by Kane. There it is. Hopefully you saw it. You should be able to see it now. Christian, I mean, just look at that. The blood, that's a nice cut on Christian's head. And Kane, he's looking to go for the finishing blow, as he's got Christian by the throat. Christian's in trouble. Choke slam all the way to hell. Cover by Kane. 2 count. And no, Christian kicks out at 2.5. Well, I mean, I guess, did you really expect Christian to be finished off just yet? I mean, he's the World Heavyweight Champion, for crying out loud. And Christian, he proved that he's the superior world champion in Universe Mode, back at the WWE. Wait a minute, Christian, out of nowhere, kill switch, engaged, and that could put away Kane. Christian, with a desperation kill switch, has won this. Are you, what? Kane kicked out of the kill switch. I don't believe it. I thought Christian had pulled, I thought he'd pulled the rabbit out of the hat there. I thought for sure Christian was going to walk out with a win, but somehow Kane digging down deep. And I guess Christian, he could be mounting more of an offensive attack, but he's not going to have time because Kane, off that backbreaker, it was just the final straw that broke the camel's back, and that was it. Good night, Christian. As that chokeslam really did take a I can't even speak. It took its toll on Captain Charisma. But in the end, Christian, he's suffered yet another loss heading into Extreme Rules, and I don't know how Christian's going to fare heading into his match with Ziggler. I don't know at this point. I mean, all the momentum is in Ziggler's corner. We'll see how that plays out, but that is it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Main Event. What the heck? What is... Okay, the Brotherhood are out here, and they're congratulating Kane. Okay, this is just more confusion, but that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.